G'day everyone, T-Nick here, back in Transport Fever. You join me just outside Midland. We're just south of the town and I'm doing a bit of train spotting. You know, in good time. Thank you, autosave. Way to ruin a dramatic startup. But yeah, here we see our Baldwin hauling a pretty much full load of stone up the grade towards the tunnel here, so I think that is a fully loaded train. We'll have a bit of a look after he's gone past, but if that is a full train, well, that's obviously doing quite well for itself. 70 of 70. Have we left any behind? We have even left some behind, unless that's appeared since he left. But either way, that shows to be a very good start. Now, let's have a bit of a squizzy. How's that line doing? Okay, so the stone's making a respectable profit. The southwestern branch, the Austin and Midland line, not so good, but that is a 40-minute frequency, so we really shouldn't expect miracles from that. Is it actually carrying any people? It is trying to make a profit, so hopefully that'll bed in time. But certainly even the trucks are doing all right there with their little trips back and forth. 6 bricks there. How are you doing? You're trying to load, but that's okay because we've got a stone delivery coming. In fact, they've even got some stone still being processed down there. You can see a little bit. So, yeah, we're doing all right there. So we might have to look at actually railing that stone out somewhere in this part. I did have a plan for this part, and I've completely forgotten what it was. Seriously, how professional is this? I'm like, oh yeah, this time I'm going to do this. And completely spaced. So I think we just look at expanding our network, or even just seeing where we can upgrade things. Well, we're starting to see a definite increase in the amount of plastic waiting here. In fact, so much so that it's trying to send it back via Boston to make sure it gets on the train. That is a concern. We definitely need another train for this route. What do we got? We got 3 trains on there now. Well, let's just go straight out. We got 48 million. Let's just go straight for it now. We want a depot pointing north, or at least pointing towards Columbia. Do we have one we can use? Probably not, because no one ever bothered to build one down here in Boston. Which I think is a lost opportunity. I think we should be building one down here in Boston. We'll plonk it down near this bridge, because we've obviously got our other depots up here anyway. And that'll give us a bit of flexibility in building trains. That's stations. That's road vehicles. Wow, it's been like 1 day since I played this, and I can't remember how to build a bloody depot. So yeah, let's put a depot down in Boston. It'll probably mess up our nice little track alignment, but what are you going to do? So we'll just boobly boo. Can we actually put... Oh my god, we can put it under the bridge. How cool is that? So doing that. Oh, no collision, never mind. There we go. Boom. That is awesome. Just fits neatly under the bridge there. We can put a couple of sidings and stuff in with parked up wagons and whatnot. Whatnot being a very technical railway term there. So if we bring him down sort of in parallel with the... Now, how are we going to connect this up, actually? We did not think this all the way through. Oh, shocker, I know. Because, yeah, we kind of need to have a set of points in here somewhere, but whether we can... Oh, there we go. We can fit them in just, and then we just have a cheeky set of points to come across here to get the trains on the correct track. That is good, and then you will connect up like that, and we'll chuck in a sort of a we'll sort of chuck in a bit of a okay, we won't chuck in a dead end siding there. Here we go. Or we will. There we go. That looks all right, and a bit of a head shunt out from the depot, I guess. Just like that, we can park some stuff on there. So all completely pointless track, and if you were building a depot sort of for functional purposes, that is probably the last design you'd want to use. In fact, beyond the last design, I mean, you'd wait till hell freezes over before you built that fella. So we'll put down the sanding tower and the watering tower. The watering tower down by the main line here. So, you know, you can imagine locos would just drop their train, cut off, run up here, get serviced, and run back again. But yeah, we'll throw some wagons down. What the heck are these options? Question mark or rail assets? I'll go with rail assets, thanks. Not question mark. Ooh, what's this thing? State car, 1895. I don't even remember downloading that one. But yeah, so we'll put a couple of tank cars in here because, okay, that doesn't seem to like placing them on the hill. Maybe we won't be placing these We'll try over here. This, oh, no, that's a depot. We'll try on this bit. That seems a bit flatter, but not flat enough. We've still got hovering wagons. Okay, well, we can do without having wagons sitting around. What we really wanted by building this depot was, we'll get rid of this extraneous track too. Keep the runaway siding, just in case someone forgets to handbrake up the depot there. What we do need is a mogul and, 14 vans, please. So we'll go with 14 of those. What's that? That should be, that should bring it up to 159, I think. 98 capacity, 98 capacity. Yeah, that's it. And we'll put you on the plastic goods, please. Plastic goods, plastic goods, plastic goods. There it is, that nice cream colour. And of course, here comes one of our food trains down into Boston as well, admiring his new depot. How are you doing, fella? You're doing quite well for yourself too. That's quite respectable. And Toots McGee is coming out of the depot as well, so we should probably throw a signal down to let him sort of edge up on you while you're doing your unloading thing. That signal is wonderfully visible behind the sanding tower there. That's obviously bureaucracy getting in the way of good signal placement. But yeah, so we've got our nice little servicing facilities. Here comes our chap now. And it occurs to me that by placing the signal down there, he'll probably now have to wait for... Oh, no, he's got the road. It's all good, mate. You've got the road. Off you go. Please, come on through. If you could come on through a bit faster, we'd all be super happy with you. Yeah, you're just going to keep on. No, that's fine. Okay, well, take your time then. We've got all day. No, now he speeds up. Now that the depot has shut on his last wagon inevitably. And we will just pan around and not highlight the train. Nope, we did. Okay, well, this is just an awful camera angle, isn't it? So he's managed to go lurching through that set of points. They're probably not the fastest set of points we could have built, but hey, it fits in the space, so who are we to argue? Mate, which track are you on, by the way? Oh, yes, of course, because he's the terminating track, so he's just going into his track. Here I'm thinking it should be keeping right, but nope, I'm just a doofus. In fact, he doesn't even want to stop here because there's nothing to pick up. So onwards, my friend. Go forth. Go race that passenger train. See who wins. It's probably pretty laughable that our freight trains actually got more modern equipment than our passenger trains. You're not doing too well for yourself. You're on one of the Minneapolis circles. So 30 out of 56, and you're doing quite well financially. So, yeah, I sort of want the passenger train to win. I think he's doing all right. Now, one thing I want to do with Boston as it grows is I want to put a bit of a station out here, just before the bridge here, and probably another one up here, and sort of have East and West Boston and run the buses to them as well, just to really get good passenger connections going in Boston. Because as the town grows, we'll obviously have more people waiting for the trams, and we can either put on 5 billion trams or we can just have more train stations. But yeah, so this will remain as the main station, which has got some reasonable passenger numbers. And you're chuffing out with about 10 people on the Eastern Suburbs line, once again proving that line has definitely fallen from grace, unfortunately. So you should cross over there and head up the hill. At least we've got a good engine to get up the bloody hill. How are you doing financially? Oh, no, you're making a profit. You know what? Good for you. You take your 10 people over to Orange and pick up not many people over there, but maybe that's because the train's just left. Now, as we went over, I saw a lot of food waiting here. Is there something we can do about that? 148 going to San Bernardino. Sorry, from San Bernardino to Tucson. So that's definitely becoming a very popular destination. What are you? You're coming in from Tucson, though. I keep getting them back to front. So you should pick up some of that food. 154. You'll only pick up 84 of it, though. Where's another train on that line? Is that one? That's a very short one. We should probably just bite the bullet and upgrade all the trains on that line, I think. Okay, we've upgraded 2 of 3. Let's just make this one go away as well. Oh, that would have been a nice shot. Oh, the 2 trains crossing the... Oh, well. Yeah, make that replacement happen. 2 point something million, don't even care. But how good is our freight and passenger setup going here? We've got bugger all trains on the Eastern Suburbs line. So, you know, the important thing is the freight trains have their own line. What are you waiting for? Waiting for free path. Yeah, you're trying to go to Boston. Oh, are you following something, are you? Oh, yeah, because some idiot didn't put any signals down on this line, did he? Yeah, well, that's just a dumbass move, isn't it? Well, let's put some signals down on this line to facilitate, you know, more than one train actually running. So what are you? You're another food train. What are you? You should be another food train. Yeah, good. Okay, so everything's humming along nicely there. I will put a few more trucks on. Actually, I'll upgrade you to be real trucks because, yeah, let's be honest. This is a very good line, and I don't want it suffering because we've been tight asses and put horses on. So there's 8 on that line now. That's a tram depot. Let's put another 2 on as well, just to really make sure we've got good capacity going there moving forward as we start bringing the goods in. Boston deliveries, please. Yeah, because that line, I mean, if this station here starts to get too much cargo waiting, you could really shut down a massive industry chain, because this factory will stop producing goods, which means it will stop producing plastic down here, which means that we'll stop producing oil, and it's just going to back up like crazy. So you have picked up a full load of plastic there. You're one of the older trains, good fella. You're going to take some plastic for a ride down to Boston and bring it back again, just because you can. Hopefully, once that 4th train beds in on that route, that'll start sort of correcting itself. One thing I would like to do is source some more goods for Boston. Not goods, but other types of freight. So we're still missing construction materials down here. We could definitely stand to deliver more goods for the old commercial sector there. And we still need to find a tool and machine shop as well. But certainly population is excellent. 63% of people are using our transport lines, which is good. But yeah, we definitely need to move towards getting these construction materials from this plant here over towards Boston. Now, that's a heck of a big undertaking, and I don't think we have the trains for it yet, because we'll obviously run it down the Southern Line. That's not the Southern Line. We'll obviously run it down the Southern Line from Austin down through Tucson, but how are we going to get it to Austin? We can either put a Y junction in up here, which is arguably going to be easy, but also difficult because, well, let's just say I watched one of our trains climbing this hill, and it was a slow process. So a heavy freight train will really struggle to get up that grade from Sioux Falls. So I'm thinking what we need to do is work our line down on a more gentle grade from Austin down to Moreno Valley, somehow have some sort of interchange station in Moreno Valley. We might even have to have a separate station here and just have a shuttle bus running back and forth between them, and then somehow get the line up to Cape Coral. Even if we come across, raise some of the land here and actually just intersect the lines, and then just, as I said, have a little bus shuttle going between them. That might be the best way to do it to avoid too much of a grade. Because we are looking at crossing the river somewhere around Moreno Valley. I was going to do it here and then come through the station, but if we look at old mate contour line map here, look, I mean, yeah, it's a steep hill, but we've actually got a bit of room here, so we can probably graduate the hill out. So I reckon that's what we start doing now, is we start working this track down there, and hopefully we can keep it from being too much of a grade. Now, is there a way to start building track first? Is there a way to sort of get a tunnel through here? No, you're just going to want to gouge out the landscape. Yeah, okay, so that's, even if I mean, I'm hitting N and M here to try and raise and lower the route, but it's just not happening. So even if I drag it down there, it's going to want to go for a bridge first. It's actually not going to entertain the notion of a tunnel. The other thing we can do is we can start off like that. Now see, it wants to stay flat. That's actually a slight incline. So if I click that, it should drop down. Okay, no, it was slightly flat. Never mind. We can actually force it to go on a downward grade out of the platform here, which will, you know, in theory, force it into a tunnel. Force it into a tunnel. Force it into a... Okay, so it's not going to force it into a tunnel. I'm full of shit. So obviously a tunnel is not required here, which is good news, because I didn't want to build a tunnel anyway. I don't know what you people think I'm talking about. So we'll just start off like that. We definitely don't want to go uphill though. We want to immediately go downhill, if not stay flat. So that's actually not too much of a cutting, really. I thought that'd be a lot worse. We also need to get across this road somewhere, so I'm wondering if we can't... Okay, oh, that's actually really, really cool. That was just first go. So that's perfectly straight, and it keeps it going downhill as well, which is good, because we want to be trending downhill, and we're not even on the steepest grade yet, so this is good. Do we want to go with this bridge again? This is quite an attractive bridge for long distances. Let's commit to that one. Yeah, this is actually working out a lot easier than expected. So I know what we're doing today. This, apparently. Now, how do we get across this next road? Because we also want to get across this river. Okay, not an option. Now that is an option. Is it the option we want though? It's a lot of bridge, or do we want to just sort of finish the grade off and just sort of come down here like this? See, I'm not opposed to this. It's just a long bridge. Although it would be a good opportunity to go with another viaduct. I do like a good viaduct. Who doesn't like a good viaduct? Viaducts are life, really. So if we don't do the viaduct, we can just bring the rail line straight down and then just straight across the road. So we might bulldoze the road and just sort of see what that's going to offer us in terms of. That's a serious embankment. I'm more inclined to just keep the bridge going the whole way now, unless the road rises to meet it. But yes, if we do that, do we get a bit of a hump in the middle of it? It would suggest to me we get a hump. Oh, also we may have to build this bridge a bit higher, because if we are going to want to use ships down here at some point, we probably won't. It doesn't seem like a suitable route for shipping. Plus, it will put quite a steep hill on the other side. So I don't think we're going to be able to go with ships. Or if we do, we'll have to sort of just come back and revisit that option. So what if we go on a straight line? If we go straight, keeps the bridge down. We can divert the road around there because it's just going to an industry. And let's go another girder. Yeah, the box girder across the river seems to be quite appropriate. If we do want to use ships, we will have to rebuild this bridge. So, you know, we're going to have to be aware of that fact, because otherwise the ship's going to come along and wang straight into it and just knock it down, and there'll be plenty of tears before bedtime. So I'm going to just smooth out that corner there because it was going to bug me. But yeah, so we'll look at putting a level crossing in, say, here. That's a lot more embankment than I was willing to pay for. I'm just trying to be cheap on this. That'll do, 5 grand, yeah, sure. So we'll back this road off right back up here, and then we'll just run a cheapy road that doesn't dig into the landscape that much. We'll just run a cheapy road that doesn't, no, fine. Just embankment up then, I don't care. I'm not even going to use you. Says me, who'll probably end up using it at some point. Speaking of ships, the Klondike is now available. Fond memories of that from the campaign. And by fond memories, I mean we used it like once. So that level crossing doesn't look too bad there. It's in a reasonable position. I feel that as a motorist, you've got pretty good visibility. Unless you can't see between the slats on the bridge, in which case it's more of a you problem than a me problem. But it does bring the line down at quite a convenient place, because we can shoot off to Merino Valley, or we can head up towards Cincinnati. I'm going to head into Merino Valley and then head up to Cape Cod, because I can see this line coming around through here to Cincinnati. But yeah, it gives us a few options, which is good. I like options. So bring this around a nice big sweepering curve to, say, there. And then we'll need this to join up. Oh, we can join it up where it double tracks too. No, we can't. Yes, we can. Nope, no, yep, no, no, you can't. You're going to be a jerk about it. What if I build it a bit closer? Still going to be a jerk. Okay. Because what I was thinking is we could extend the double track sort of down to about here, and get a bit more versatility going for our trains. Yeah, of course not. You're not going to be any help to me, are you? So I'm going to get rid of this signal. Where's the train on this line? Nowhere near here. Good. So if I destroy this track, it's not going to get too upset. I mean, you can see it complaining up there in the warnings tab. It's like, can't go where I want to go. Well, I don't care, buddy. And yeah, so hang on. We'll also need to have a set of points in going this way to make sure everyone ends up on the right track. Get it? On the right track? But now that gives our option to run a direct route from Austin down to Merino Valley by extending the Southern Line. That's the Southern Line. What the bloody hell line is that? Oh, I can't remember what I've called all these lines. But certainly an impressive little drop down the grade there. I do not look forward to trying to run freight trains up that hill, though. Even with the cutting up near Austin, it's going to be a steep grade. In fact, I wonder if the locos we have on this line at the moment can really handle it, because I think we're just using the generals on the Southern Line, aren't we? Oh, there's a few people waiting to go to Sioux Falls. That's good. Yeah, so we've got a fleet of generals on this line, which is certainly not ideal. I will actually double track this hill so that trains going up the hill don't sort of hold up any trains trying to go down the hill any more than they need to. I won't double track the bridge though, because I'm going to be cheap, and that gives us an opportunity to double track on this side of the bridge, come up and be like, oh no, I've done it again, because you know that's coming. So, well, that is definitely a grade there, isn't it? But yeah, again, the tunnel would not have helped us at all. If anything, we should demolish the station and build that on a grade 2, but I don't think that'd help much either. So we just have to hope that our poor old passenger trains can slog it up this hill. Placing that signal apparently triggered autosave, which is super cool. Placing that signal did not. That's a strategy for another time, obviously. So we'll throw down some more sticks down here, and here comes one of our trains. Now, in fact, you can be the guinea pig. If we're quick, we extend from Austin, pick a platform, any platform, I don't mind, at Moreno Valley, and then come back up through Austin again, please. And for some reason you want to use the same track. Is that because there's no reversing? No? Oh, what if you use 2? Okay, now you're gonna have a pink fit for some reason. Why can't you... What if we change you to 1? Because that is actually the platform we need you to use. And this one go to 2. Could not connect all states. Oh, because we never actually connected up that platform in the first place. Well, that's my own stupid fault, isn't it? Yeah, I agree. You can whistle in protest because I've fixed it. Now you're whistling in triumph, I bet. That's just how it goes. See, I speak train now. I've studied their ways and their language. Yeah, and I speak train. So, yeah, look at you going on a new route. I hope the 3 people on board wanted to go this way, because if they don't, well, stiff shit. Can we actually see them in there? We've taken hostage. There's someone. Hello. Enjoy your trip down to, where are you going? Moreno Valley, whether you like it or not. Yeah, so that's the Southern Line extended. Don't know if we thought that extension all the way through before we threw another train on it. We should probably put in a loop down at this end too. Hang on. No, that's okay. The second track is on the right-hand side. I thought I'd already buggered it up, like literally 10 seconds after saying, I'm going to bugger this up. So, yeah, no. So we'll run this track down here like this, and then we'll just sort of slot it in there. No, I think that's going to be foul. That's probably not. Yeah, that's okay. That's probably the best way we can have that junction. And then which platform is he elected to turn around on? Okay, that one there. Eventually, we might end up having a 4-track station here so that the 2 tracks are separated. But of course, they're going to have to cross each other anyway if he's going over to Cape Coral. So that might lead to a higher bridge over the river to facilitate shipping, and then a bridge over this line to come down through Moreno Valley and back up to Cape Coral. Because I don't even know where this line is going to end up. From Cape Coral, we could duck back into Toledo. We could go to Laredo. We could even end up in vis-a-vis. We could end up over in that area somewhere. Columbus, I think, was going to be a major sort of terminus as well. So, yeah, we're sort of flying by the seat of our pants at the moment, but that's okay because that has brought us to nearly 60 million in the bank. So I'm not complaining. Probably should rebuild this junction before it gets too ugly. Now that I think about it. Because effectively this line here is going to become the branch and this will be the main line. So I might just hit the pause button and just to stay ahead of myself here, because I know that if I don't do it now, I'm going to put more trains on it and then I'm going to regret it because it will be messy. Probably bulldoze back more than I needed to. No, I can bulldoze more. Yeah, about there. Just sort of spitballing it. If I bring that around like that... Yeah, see, that even looks like it's a natural curve that I've intended to build that way. And we'll bring this one in here as the branch because, well, it is the branch, really. So we'll bring that down, set of points there, and then we can have a set of points here. Now, is everyone else still happy? You're going to become unhappy, so I'm going to need to put a set of points in another platform here. We'll have him turn around on too much curvature. Not too much curvature, you. So we might actually switch the Southern Line over. No, I closed too much. We'll swap the Southern Line over to the other platform there. So that way it forces it to go on both tracks up here. So that when I put the one-way signals in, no one gets bent out of shape. So we'll drop a stick in there at the end of the bridge. Pop a one-wayer in here. To make sure everyone stays on the correct track. We can hit play again because I've fixed the bulldozing mess that I've created. Now where do we want to put? No, I'll put a one-wayer there, please. And then again on the other side of the junction, one-way signal. These signals here are for the level crossing that's going to appear eventually. And we'll drop this signal in here as well. And a one-way signal. Oh, no, that's got one because it's the platform, so that's okay. So for now, the train's now extending from Austin down to Merino Valley. Now, I'm hopeful you can get back up the hill again. Is there anyone actually waiting in Merino Valley for this train? No, I guess they don't know the Southern Line is the thing yet. But that's good, because now people from Merino Valley previously now had to change at Fort Collins, I think it was, and then go up to Austin and change there to get down this direction. So hopefully they don't have to now. We should really look at some more freight for this area, because really Fort Collins is becoming a bit of an industrial town, and that's sort of it. We sort of didn't really do anything with Plano or Mesquite in regards to industry, and we certainly haven't done anything to Merino Valley. To Merino Valley? With Merino Valley. That's probably a more accurate term there. So looking in the local area, we've got a lot of industry around. We've got this oil well here and an oil refinery here. So we could do something there, although we also have a plastics plant here and a tool shop here. So, yeah, this could be where we end up producing our tools from as well. Because, yeah, reasonably straight shot for the freight trains down to Boston. Unless we sort of build a new freight line that goes down through Columbia, which would be, I guess, arguably less direct, but we sort of did this line on a bit of a budget, and it sort of goes through the hills and the mountains and stuff, so 70 of 70. Well, there's a lot of people going from Gainesville to Tucson. Yeah, he's even left some behind. So we really should look at upgrading this line. In fact, I might even look at making a short working line from Austin to Boston and then have any extension as a new line. So we'll see how this chappie handles the hill, for starters. But if he doesn't handle the hill well, we'll bring it back to Austin. We'll have the Austin to Boston line. And then we'll look at an extension of a line, maybe skipping some stations on the way out here. I don't know. So he's made it to Merino Valley. Had to zoom out to find the name. The 3 people that got taken hostage down here have decided to return, quite sensibly. So I'm going to jump ahead to when he's going up the hill and just make sure he can actually get up that hill as the general, because otherwise we'll come up with a new solution. So I will see you all when we get to the hill. So we're well on our way up the grade now, and yeah, 42 k's now, 41 k's now, so he is losing speed, and we're not even at the worst part of it yet. I am concerned. I think we are going to cut this line back to Austin, and oh crap, we've got another one coming down the hill. So if you could just give up on your dreams of coming down the hill and go back the way you came, that'd be super, because yeah, we're getting Merino Valley and we're getting Austin off that list there, and yeah, toot toot. And you're going to come into this platform to turn around, which makes perfect sense, because I made the signal up here one way for the other platform, so yeah, good for you. So he's coming over the bridge now, 31 k's now. Yeah, this looks like a job for a mogul, I reckon. So what we might do is we might have a new line sort of running Boston, Tucson, Gainesville, Austin, and then beyond with some faster trains. Now, would we even look? We probably wouldn't skip Tucson because that's a very important junction. But we could probably look at even skipping or even bypassing Gainesville. Do we have room to get a transit track in? No. Okay, so any non-stop trains are just going to have to grit it out behind the oil stations, which is unfortunate. But yeah, certainly in future we could look at a Gainesville bypass track running in here, and we'll probably do that when we do the freight line. Let's be honest. But yeah, even having it as first stop Austin, because Austin being an important junction. Although no, I don't really want to skip Tucson. So yeah, if we look at a new line from Boston, stopping at first stop, well, I guess Tucson. Could we start it at Tucson? Yeah, I guess we could. We'd have to rejig this poor station again. And oh, there's some good action going on at the station though. We got passenger trains, we got freight trains, we got this chap here just having a bit of a sit. And we got something wrong. Tucson Sawmill is complaining. Okay, so here we go. So we've now got the effects of the plastic shortage starting to rear its ugly head. So we've got too many planks waiting at this station here. So the sawmill's going, nah, I'm not taking any more logs. Which means our forest here will start scaling back his log production. Now, is it the fact that we're not accepting planks here anymore? Or is it the fact that we've got planks? Maybe we could just use another train on the plank route and everything would be fine. Because we have dramatically increased we've dramatically increased the amount of plastic we're shipping too. Jesus. We are going to have to, yeah, let's get another couple of trains going. One plank train and one plastic train. So we'll need the plastic train to come out of Boston. Is the plank siding still connected at this end? It's not. No, okay, so we'll have to, we can't really reconnect it because that'll involve interrupting that line. So we'll have to build it from a different depot. I'll build it from the depot up at Rockford. So yeah, we'd better get another plastics train going immediately. So we'll go the Mogul again. He seems to be doing a pretty good job, although I did see a train struggling up this hill here. That's the Baldwin. Okay, so the Mogul should be able to do... Okay, and we've got some road vehicles complaining too. It's all happening. It's all happening. So we'll get the Mogul going with another 14 wagons there and set him on the plastic goods train. That one there, please. And we'll crack another Baldwin out with a full train of log wagons to hopefully move some more planks as well. And hopefully we can redress this balance, because if we don't, we're in trouble. Oh, we can build a more modern state car though. So let's go with 160 meters worth of slightly more modern state car. I don't even know if this is the American or the... sorry, this is not the more modern state car. This is the base American one, because that's the base European one. Silly me, we've had this all along and I've completely spaced on it. Exactly 160 meters, that was lucky. You're on the log plank route, please. How many was that now? 3 trains? 3 trains. And each one has a different number of wagons. Good work to us. Oh no, maybe that's the base American state wagon. No, I am right. This is a new state wagon. And it has superseded the old one. So how cool is that? Yeah, that looks kind of nice. And we should probably put some of them down by the tracks to, you know, seeing as we're not using that one anymore. Oh, we're still using it, but we're not building anymore. You know what I mean. Oh, here we go. We've got a passenger train coming out of Rockford too. This is another busy little junction. Sometimes I just like to sit and watch my trains go past. What's complaining? Yep, just the sawmill. Okay, well the sawmillers want to complain for a little while. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that that first train to come in's... Yeah, he's made a dent in the planks waiting. And now what are we all waiting for here? So you're waiting... We can probably get a signal close to this junction, so you can shuffle up. We've got another load of logs coming in here. And, oh, I see, we're waiting for the oil train who's come off the branch. 105 oil, good, okay, so the correction there is working. You are waiting for... Why did you not pick anything up? Oh, because you don't need to pick anything up, because it's just plastic trying to go via Boston, and that would be a complete waste of time. So good for you. So where are you off to? You are off to... Oh my god, road vehicles need upgrading. Okay, we'll deal with that, just to shut these messages up. Let's have a look. Age, please. Road vehicle is 28 years old. That doesn't seem right. Surely that'd be well overdue for a replacement. How long does that thing live for? 30 years. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, let's replace it anyway. Let's get Land Roarers, because, yeah, why not? So what were the actual road vehicles that need replacing? Here they are. The Gainesville City Circle and the Stone Brick Line in Gainesville to Austin. Oh, I remember when we built those. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Let's junk them. Minneapolis delivery still has another year or so left. Yeah, I can understand why you're getting old. So we'll replace you with Land Roarers as well. Off you go, and you will replace with proper trucks. The Kennstadt, please. Yeah, make that happen. Chump change to us, really. What are you even waiting for? You've just been sitting here. Oh, because the passenger train's ahead of you. Is there no signal between you and him? There is not. You know, I think we should really put a freight line in besides Columbia here. We've got that much freight traffic running that I don't think it'd be that bad of an idea to have the line come straight out of here and just go along. Could we... Yeah, so we've got the oil train doesn't need to stop there on the way back. So if we can put a transit track in, I'll be pretty happy with that. Let's investigate our options there. So that'd need to be between these two tracks here. So that should be there. Okay, so it's going to allow that. Now we're just going to find a good time to upgrade the station when there's no trains in, because we will obviously break a lot of connections. But no, I think we're definitely getting a goods line going past Columbia. I can't even remember what our original stated aim was this episode. I'm just building stuff because it feels good, which is really the whole point of the game. But yeah, certainly addressing teething problems and growing pains, whatever you want to call them. Oh my god, Road Vehicle 56, go away. You're being fixed, probably. Okay, let's just hit the fast forward button until this train leaves. And of course here comes another train, but he is... Oh no, he's not going to want to stop there, so I need another transit track going the other way. And that's not going to work. Okay, so maybe the transit track idea, not that good of idea. So we're going to have to look for solutions. Unless we just have the freight trains use this track here and then join the freight line to go past the platform. Now, we can't even do that, though, because the oil trains are going to have to cross back again to get onto his line. Okay, maybe we just put in a couple of transit tracks in here for the freight trains to go through the middle. So we'll hit the pause button because we're looking at a pretty serious change here. And we'll just throw a couple of freight lines through the middle, I guess. Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but it's just getting so busy that I really don't see any other option. So we'll back this track back here a bit. And by a bit, I mean a lot. And we'll bring it around like that. That's still going to be a bit of a kink in it. So we can do better. We'll back it back even more. That's nice and smooth. I like that. Yeah, so we're going to have a bit of a messy junction on this side, I think. So I'm going to get rid of the road. Definitely going to regret that. Because the passenger train's going to need to go into his platform. However, some of the freight trains are going to need to go over to the yard and others aren't. So we're going to have them join up and split up again. Sort of like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Are they, aren't they? What are they doing? So, yeah, we'll run that like that. Now, out this side, we want to... they're going to start converging on each other soon. So we're going to run you back onto the main there, I guess. Or off the main there. No, could you stop being all over? Oh, there's a signal in the way. That's why you're causing problems. My mistake. Sorry about that. Running your good name through the dirt for no reason. And we'll run you down alongside your parent track for a bit, just to sort of fill in a bit of space. And we'll run a set of points in there. So they're reasonably quick points. So that should help trains get past each other reasonably quickly. Now this one here will have a set of points in before the crossing. This one we might be able to fit after the crossing. I'm going to say yeah. It's not really going to be the world's best set of points though, is it? We can't really back that road off anymore either. So if we run it to there and then run it down there, we should be able to level crossing across that. I really hope we can. If we can't, well, we're in trouble. We'll go medium street just because that's what we've already used and I don't want to reinvent the wheel completely if I can avoid it. So yeah, that's not ideal because it's going to go to 2 tracks and then back to 4 again for the freight yard. But we may that's going to be something we may have to address later because we're going to have to figure out, we've got freight trains coming from here and here, coming from here and here. So we've got a 4-way cross happening no matter what. But hopefully that's sped things up somewhat. Yeah, so they're going to want to use the transit track. So even if that gets them around the passenger trains, you know, that's good enough for me. So are you going to want to put a crossing in here? You're probably not. That's probably going to be the end of that road, in which case we'll just delete it altogether. Which frees up, I can put signals wherever I want now because I don't have to feel too guilty about things. So we'll get rid of this. No, we'll leave the signal there because I was thinking then we can hopefully have trains queuing up, or not queuing up across here, because then if the passenger train has a clear run, he can go. But no, we'll leave it there so, you know, let the chips fall where they may. And we'll just signal this this junction here up and put a couple in up near the crossing as well. There's already one there. That makes life easy. We'll put one in back here and we'll put one in for inbound trains there. So I'm hoping nothing's going to go wrong when I hit unpause. So yeah, I reckon this is going to be a serious choke point in the next few years because we've put on, what, 3 more trains today on this route already? And that's without increasing passenger trains, which we arguably need to do. What are we using on there? Maybe not. We've got what, 6? How's the frequency going? Where do I see frequency on this? I don't. Okay, so I have to bring up a separate thing. That's not it. I have to bring up a separate thing. Let's just look at train lines. So the Columbia line frequency of 8 minutes. So that's not too bad there. So we probably don't need any more trains on that route yet. But certainly as we start adding more trains, that road vehicle 52 should be coming in upgrade now, yeah. But yeah, so we've already seen the freight trains moving through the middle. That's good. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be beneficial or not. It'll keep moving, but how much, I don't know. They might end up getting held up by the passenger train anyway, or the passenger train might let the goods train overtake and then be held up. In fact, the passenger train, actually, we can bypass this junction completely. So I'm going to hit the pause button again so I don't upset that oil train. Because that is now really going to be just a goods line, isn't it? because the goods trains are going to come down here, and oh, that's not snapped. Okay, so we'll get that to snap. Now it's snapped. That's better. So the goods line's the only one that really needs to go around the junction here, so we can really have the passenger line come up here and rejoin the main sort of. Is that gonna? It worked for a second there. No, it's just gonna be a pain in the bum. We'll just drag it forward a bit more. We'll run it in like that. So, yeah, because that way any goods trains going this way can still go this way, but the passenger train can just bypass the whole junction completely, which is going to be far better for him. So yeah, that should definitely improve things for everyone, even me. So that's a few signals in. Yeah, I mean it makes the junction look a bit more badass too, because well, there's train tracks bloody everywhere now, and trains everywhere too. Didn't I hear a train go the other way? One of our passenger trains. So trying to do the same for the passenger train the other way will be a bit more difficult because he's going to have to somehow cross. But in time, what's the grade like? No, it's pretty flat in this area. I was thinking in time we could probably even have a flyover over here to come into the passenger platform and just bypass the freight line completely. So you are 80 of 80. Are you going to drop many people off? You are. You're going to drop pretty much a whole train off by the looks of it. Okay, well that's pretty good. So that gives you plenty of room to fill up again. And it means you are making a decent profit too. Yeah, 77 of 80. Yeah, not too unhappy with that. It means you haven't left anyone behind except this dum-dum that showed up after the train arrived. Didn't leave enough time to get a ticket before moving to the platform. And everyone seems to have figured out the new platform for trains to Tucson. So that's good. That's Columbia sorted. I am definitely toying with an idea of a line direct from Columbia to Plano. And then up, maybe up to Cincinnati. How would that work? Yes, because do we have him come through the station here and further complicate this junction here, or do we have him separate off and have a separate sort of station on this side of town? We could even have the line really come around through Gainesville and then come back down to Columbia. No, that's counterproductive. I was thinking, because I wouldn't mind linking Gainesville and Columbia up, whether it's by train or by bus. There's definitely no expanding that station anymore. That's about as hemmed in as it's going to get. So that's always going to be a two-track station, I think. So if we do anything from Gainesville to Columbia by rail, it'll have to be a new station. As we get more modern buses, I might look at just putting a bus in. Oh, the plastic's creeping up again. Gosh. Yeah, we need to get ahead of this goods situation, because these guys here quite happy to keep accepting planks and plastic and shipping goods out, and we are shipping goods out to Minneapolis, Boston, and Columbia at the moment, which is probably why so many people are coming to Columbia, because they've got some of the good shopping facilities. Tucson obviously has a lot of food coming in for their shopping, but no goods yet, because I haven't found a place to put a goods station down here except, you know, all the way down here. And actually, speaking of food, we'll chuck another we'll chuck another couple of trucks on that route. Yeah, got through it eventually. Just had to slow it down from a poor old dum-dum mouth. A lot of people waiting here. Yeah, evenly spread over the different lines, so that's good. Can hear another train. Oh, we got a freight train coming through. Hello. You got some food going up to Columbia sidings. That's good. I like seeing good distribution of freight around the network. So yeah, so far the bottleneck seems to be this plastic plant, but that said, it hasn't complained yet about having too much plastic waiting. So I think we're right for now. At the start of this, I said I wanted to try and get construction materials to Boston, which is why we extended this line from Austin to Moreno Valley, and then promptly stopped using it because we're turning everything around at Austin again. So we need to come up with a new line down here to Moreno Valley. So how are we going to do that? What if we ran a line from Austin up to Gainesville and then around to Columbia that way? That way we could have another station here and we could run that line down this way. Yeah, that's a thought. We've got the new tank car available. We could also do the original idea of running an express train from Boston, stopping, I guess, at Tucson, because again, junction. You'd skip Gainesville, but then of course you'd end up stuck in the queue at the platform anyway, so maybe you would stop at Gainesville. And then you're really not quick at all. You're basically back to square one where we just extend the southern line. Yes, that extension of Moreno Valley is proving more trouble than I thought it would. because I really want to extend, you know, right to the end of the map. But until we can sort of figure out this grade here, we might just have to upgrade all the trains to moguls and extend the line. How much is that going to cost me? Let's just bite the bullet and see what that's going to be worth. So we'll get rid of the old general there. And we'll go the mogul, and we'll go, let's say, 5 passenger cars, 3.5 per vehicle. So if I was to do everyone, $10 million. Okay, let's not commit to that yet. Financially, the line made $2,000 last year. That's not great. That's not great at all. I mean, it has been trending up until that point, so that might have been my ill-advised expansion that did that. But yeah, it doesn't warm me to the idea of putting faster and more expensive engines on. You know what? Let's do it. We're doing it. Yes. And to facilitate that investment, did that go through? We still seem to have a lot of money in the bank. Not that I'm complaining. Oh no, it took. Okay. Oh, don't argue. Must have had 60 million at the time. To facilitate this expansion, though, I'm going to bite the bullet and just double track the whole line. That's happening. And that way, when we start getting freight trains on here, we don't have to worry about double tracking. We can just sort of run with it. So we'll run you up the hill, straight up the hill here, straight over this other bridge to here, and then we will just get rid of this set of points here and bring that down like that. Good. We'll fix up the signals in a sec. I don't know why I'm worried, because we haven't actually got trains running on this section yet, so I can bulldoze all I want and everything is fine. We'll get rid of this signal here because it's no longer required, and we'll get rid of that signal there. Where else do we have weird signals? We had a couple up here. Get rid of you. You're actually fine because you're going to be next to another signal. There you go. Cool. Now, where is the southern line? Let's extend that back down to Merino Valley again, please. So we've sort of come full circle here. Yeah, so turn around at Merino Valley and come back up through Austin, and you've already picked your correct platforms this time because I haven't completely made a meal of the signalling. Or at least this time I didn't. Drop a couple down there, drop a couple down here. And again, look, if we do have a freight line, I reckon I'll put a third track in going up the hill because, yeah, I mean, that hill is significant. It just builds up, and it slowed the general down. I'm hoping it won't slow the mogul down anywhere near as much, but time will tell, I guess, and we'll have to see how that pans out. I didn't even put a signal on the branch here. Whoops-a-daisy. Good. So he's now coming into Merino Valley and turning around for now. We could probably put a third platform in there for the river line to use, just to keep it out of the way, because eventually we'll have two tracks coming through to go up to Cape Coral. I don't know why it's called Cape Coral. It's really more of a mountain in the background, isn't it? We should probably rename it to like Mount Importance. That's cool. Did that rename any of the... No, it didn't rename any of the surrounding industries, so we're going to have to do that manually. You know what, bugger it. We'll rename it if we use them. I like Mount Importance better. Mount Importance. Yeah. So, where are we going after Merino Valley? That's a question we need to seriously ask ourselves, because Mount Importance, I reckon that's actually the end of the line. Because even if we go to Toledo, we've got, it's not too much of a hill, but we've got this sort of narrow mountain pass to deal with. That might be a separate line. If we try and go around the Midland, well, we're just duplicating the line we've got down here. So I don't know if that'll have too much of an not an importance. That's what the name of the town is called. I don't know if that'll have too much of an impact. So I reckon Mount Importance will be the terminus for the southern line. So look, it makes it nice and simple. We can build a good terminal station. We can probably shoehorn it into the center of town, and then if we do want to have a line to Toledo, we can fit that in. So yeah, let's just sort of price that out. Let's get a bit of a price check going on that one. So we'll go to the terminal station. Okay, so it wants to sort of dig into the landscape over here, which I'm not opposed to, because it means that we can sort of have a bridge over the top of the station. So it wants to remove 3 buildings to that. That's 2 buildings. Okay. So let's just doodly. Oh, autosave's going to interrupt. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. We'll build it with 2 tracks for now, just as a sort of just-in-case measure. But 500 grand gets us 2 tracks, 160 meters, no curvature, but that's okay. We don't really want curvature. Do we get a second street connection? What's that going to do for us? That's going to destroy more buildings. And it will connect those. So 4 buildings. Can we get it down to 3? We can get it down to 3. If we do that, let's just sort of, yeah, we should be able to connect that road up to the main road without destroying any more buildings. I really hope so, because I've just built that thing. Please connect. Yeah, everything is going according to plan for once. That's cool. So we now have a terminus at Mount Importance. I do like that town name. So what we'll do is we'll keep the tracks on the flat, just through here. No, just through here, please. Just on the flat. Because I'm hoping we can get a little bridge over the top there, just a cheeky bridge, to help facilitate our city circle shenanigans that we want to do at all times. So if we no, I'd sort of want to come out. No, I don't want to destroy a building. I'm going to get rid of that road there because I get the feeling that's complicating things. Okay, so if you're going to do that, you're going to try and obviously level crossing. Can we bridge? No. We can. It looks awful, but we know it's possible. No. 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 And that's all of our options. Definitely not. Okay, so we know a bridge is possible. We just have to get one the game will let us build without, you know, whacking a stupid thing down. Okay, there we go. There's another bridge. A little bit better, but still a bit close there for my liking. Okay, what if we sort of fiddle with the landscape a bit? I know that sounds bad, but let's just have a bit of a play with the old landscape and just sort of smooth it out a bit and see if we can't trick the bridge into building a bit more of an arc. So we'll try and come across like this. Up. Okay, there we go. You're doing the bridge thing again. Oh, that doesn't help us because it's only one track. Okay, let's just put a second track in. We obviously won't be using both platforms for this direction, but at least if we have 2 tracks, it looks cool, and we can add another train line in at some point down the line, and we won't have to worry about it. There we go. That's a bridge. Not great. Well, you won't let me build the green one. That's interesting. You'll only let me build these ones. How odd. What's wrong with the green one? Yeah, again, we've only got the one support, and it looks kind of funny. So, what if we come across here, maybe? Yeah, there you go. You already want to build a bridge. That's better. Still with the one support, and still you've taken away the green bridge option. I mean, I didn't want the green bridge option, but I didn't hate it. Yeah, that's not great, is it? What if we did threaten to take that track up to Toledo? That would make the cutting a little bit wider. Drop that down flat. Would that make it easier to build a bridge across? If not, we're just pissing money away for the sake of it. That's my new hobby, is spending lots of money on nothing. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, that's the other wooden bridge we've got available. That's not as good. Okay, this I like. That I also like, the Dark Stone. I think that's the rail one. And that's the rail girder bridge, but I don't care for that. Now this one here, I like this one. The light stone. Yeah, the thing in the middle is really cool. Yeah, let's make that happen, and then we'll just tidy up the ends by getting rid of that, and then dragging this down in a straight line, sort of down like that, and then we'll sort of connect that up down there, I guess, just to give the town something to aspire to. And then we'll get rid of the road on this side and try and connect that down like that. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna have a weird curve. Okay, we're not gonna do it like that. We're gonna do it like that, and hope that you're not gonna connect. Okay, well that was a fun idea that we can talk about in the future. We'll run the road down maybe like this instead. Oh, here we go. Maybe we could have parallel the railway line. I don't know where that railway line's gonna go. It might not go anywhere. It might go into a tunnel and then emerge up here somewhere on the way to Toledo. But either way, it's allowed us to get a pretty cool looking bridge in place, and we'll just tidy up the mess we've made of the landscape here. Yeah, we've made a bit of a mess here. So we'll smooth out some of these cuttings here, and that actually looks really cool. I'm actually really happy with that. Do we want to have sort of a set of points? Oh, real question is, can we fit a set of points in here? Not really. Okay, no. What if we started at... No, that's not... What if we started here? How far can we bring it in before it starts connecting the bridge there? Just in case we do try and build a train sort of down here somewhere at one of our depots to come up to this probably isolated Toledo to Mount Importance line. We'll put the set of points in there just as a thing that we have so we can access both platforms, but we won't be using it ideally. But yeah, let's run the southern line to Mount Importance and give it a better name, because it's no longer the southern main line really. Now getting to Merino Valley, we're sort of going to have to go up and back down again to get over this hill, because otherwise we're going to tunnel through the bastard, and that's going to cost a fortune. So if we back off a bit, not too much, good. We'll back that road off there. Bridge pillar collision. That road has nothing to do with the bridge, but I guess that road is now untouchable. Okay, okay. You're gonna do what roads do, and that's whatever roads do. We'll sort of ease the incline a bit there, and we'll fix up the mess we made of the landscape again. Are you going to allow me to extend this road? You are. Good. Okay. Just in case. I didn't want any problems to develop further down the line. So we've got to sort of climb out of the cutting we've made for ourselves. This is very expensive. I really hope this pans out. At least now we're on flat ground again. So we'll keep this sort of as short as possible to redress the grade. You're going to snap straight? You are. Good. And yeah, so as you can see, it's sort of humped a bit because it's flattened out. That's probably too short. We can probably ease the grade up a bit better like that. Yeah, it's much better. And now we just want to drop back down again to Merino Valley. And let's go past this iron ore mine just in case we ever have an idea of using that. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be a bit tight to get into the station. It's going to be very tight to get into the station, actually. This is going to require some creative track building, if ever I've seen creative track building. It will work, just. That's awfully close, though. So, how are we going to rejig this station? Are we going to leave it as 2 tracks? I think we are. I think we'll leave it as 2 tracks. Let's just run a line out. Will that connect? It will. That's an awfully tight junction there. Let's move the station. Yeah, let's just take a bit of a punt here, and just whoopity whoopity whoop, 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 and let's just shunt it sort of down the road a bit. Now we want the flexible station, please. We want a short street out the front, so we can connect up like that. And we'll now put a bit of a curve in it. Before we didn't have a curve in it. That's too much of a curve, and it's the wrong way. Or is it? Oh, that's a thought. Because if we curve the line in this direction and just move the junction, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let's have a bit of a curve in there. A bit of a curve in here. Yeah, okay, okay. There's potential here. We can probably increase that curve. Yeah, we'll probably straighten that one out. No, that's the wrong one to straighten out. We'll probably straighten that out. Okay, good, good. I'm liking this. Do we want to make it longer? No, I think it's okay. Now, what street type? Okay, no, that's fine. Can you show me something in a different station building? Station design here in 1920. Well, we're not up to 1920 yet. What would that look like? Okay, that looks like that. 1990. Well, that's incredibly modern. No, let's go 1850. Let's just keep the old building. I want to keep as many old buildings around as possible as we move into the future, because heritage is important. Do we want to even sort of try and put it down here? Where's the town? The town really is growing up this way anyway. So, in fact, let's just back it all the way back to the junction again. The bulldozer has seen a lot of use today, more so than the building tools, I think. We'll sort of put it... No, it curves a bit too much now, doesn't it? Let's just back the curve off a bit. Where was that option? That was down here a bit. Let's just back the curve off slightly. Or even just, we could even go straight, because the line is now pointing more in the right direction. We'll probably have to move that bus stop too. But that looks a bit better there. And let's just throw in a 3rd track. And you'll see what I'm doing in a second. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I figure if I promise I know what I'm doing, you'll believe me. Which is a dangerous gambit. So we'll run this track around through here. And we'll run this track around through here. Okay? That's not a problem. That's fine. That's all good. That's all G. Now we'll run this track. We'll run this track down here like this. So where do we want to join up? We can join up all the way around here if we really want. It's quite a fast set of points. In fact, it's 120 both ways. Although it does seem to be having a bit of a fuss with the ballast. Or is it? Maybe not. Oh, that's cool. So that's 120k set of points. I don't think they exist in real life, but, well, it works here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this track up here and connect up. No, actually, no. I'll put it alongside that track. Like that. So we're gouging out a big old chunk of landscape there. But we've got a bit of snappage here. And snappage is important. Whoops, no, we've unsnapped it. That's a whoopsie. So what I want to do now is bring this down around through the worst of the cutting here. And then probably put this junction in while I think of it. So we'll demolish this level crossing here. Bring this track a bit here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this main line going around like this. Sort of around here. And connect up to there. And we'll keep this track coming around in this direction too. And that'll be double track there. Because eventually we will be running freight trains on that section. At least as per the current plan, which is ever likely to change. Now, where's this track going to go? Well, I'm going to have this track branch off here. Now, is that actually going to work, or is that going to put all these weird holes in the track? No, that actually worked as planned. Good. Now, I will demolish this track here briefly just to flatten out the land a bit, because that was starting to get a bit bumpy and sort of corrugated. That's much smoother there. So basically, trains coming this way will now sort of spear off across this diamond junction. I'm not even sure if I like the diamond junction. In fact, I might actually do that a different way. Or am I? Because I was thinking maybe trains going up this way would come into the middle platform, but then of course you've got facing trains. So we don't particularly want that happening. Yeah, okay, maybe we rethink this. Do we bring this one out of this platform here? Let's try that. Let's just back the tracks off, put this in here, put this in here, and then just back that off a bit, and bring that around and out through there. Is that gonna... Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. So that might end up being sort of a bi-directional track there, which doesn't really offend me. Oh, it does a little, but you know, whatever. So we'll put a set of points in there. We'll keep nice and quick for the pass. So say 85, 86, close enough. So that is a bi-directional platform. So we might end up moving to a 4-track station. But at the moment, although really, does this platform here need its own platform? Because it's literally got one train. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Because this up here will have the most trains on it. So this ideally needs its own track for each train. So bring him down like that. That's not too bad. And then what we might do is we might bring this fella over to here. No, that's not going to work. Actually, what if we just single track this bugger to come through the station? Like that. And then we sort of redress how this end of the station looks. So much bulldozing today. We'll bring that track down there. And then bring this one up here. And then this track here can just have a little bit of a crossover to stay on his branch. Because, well, obviously he's going to want to pop out the other side, isn't he? And again, later on, that might turn into a sort of a flyover situation to avoid any connection at all. Yeah, so that's probably not ideal, but it keeps the river line on his own track, and well, I guess that's important because there's only one train on it at the moment, so he doesn't really need 2 platforms because he's never going to be passing himself, is he? That'd be silly. So I think that'll actually work out, if not perfectly, then reasonably well until we can sort of start building some fancy flyovers and whatnot. So he's got a signal at the station there, so that's okay. We'll throw down a signal going that way to make up for the inevitable destruction of signals that we had. I'll drop another signal in for the branch there. Drop a one-wayer in there, and we need to make sure the branch is happy. He is. Everyone wants to use platform 1 apparently. Well, that's nice. It won't last. We'll hit play again just so we're not burning money and not sort of earning it again. So I'll have a couple of signals coming up this way. And we can probably just double track most of this line from the get-go, really. I mean, I'm going to be double tracking it all the way out to Gainesville anyway, so... Yeah, it's just this last little bit here where it really drops down to the station we'll single track, because, Is that made an ugly set of points? It has. Okay, so maybe the double track will have to keep going a bit further. Can we have a set of points down here? Is that going to be attractive? Yes, you know, that's actually not too bad. Yeah, so we'll double track it all the way to the station. Why not? That's good. That's a reasonable set of points there, and then of course it splits at the platform itself. I'll throw some signals down. We'll get some buses down, and I reckon that'll do us for today. Yeah, I think we've accomplished a lot more than I set out to, and we've sort of accomplished completely different things. Although that said, when I started, I didn't really have a clear goal in mind anyway. Just that I wanted to build some shit, and build some shit I have. I've also demolished a lot of shit, but the building of the shit has been good. I think we can all agree. So the Southern Line after Merino Valley, if you could please continue on to Mount Importance, and then back to Merino Valley, and that will form a nice little interchange with the River Line. So people can now, we've really opened up a whole different part of the map here, because people can come down here, accessing Fort Collins, or well, they could access Fort Collins from Austin before, but they can now access Plano, which they couldn't before, not without a really lengthy train trip. So that's something. Now, are you using the right platform up here? You are, you smart little cookie. So the Southern Line, we will rename to the Mount Importance line. There we go. And that's good. And yeah, this junction here we will revisit at some point, because I just don't know where all the future trains are going to go. We know we've got one on the River Line at the moment, and we'll have freight trains on that line too. It might be that we end up diverting the Mount Importance line sort of down to Midland, and then we change the River Line to be a shuttle up to Mount Importance instead. I don't know. We've really got to see what the demand is for the various lines. So far, nothing. I will also have to shift this bus stop over to here, and I'll put a new bus stop in here to replace the one we're about to demolish. So the Merino Valley City Circle. I don't want the actual bus stop. Oh no, the bus stop is called Locust Street. Okay, so if Locust Street goes, next stop will be Miller Street. So no, we want it to be Smith Street. And then after Woodland Street, you'll be coming to River Street. And that means we can delete Locust Street as a bus stop. Good. So yeah, we've lost a little bit of coverage here, but I'd say between the other bus stops, we've pretty much got the whole town covered anyway, so that's okay. And that way they just don't have to walk too far from the bus stop to get to the train station. Now, I want to finish double tracking this route, because I get the feeling we're going to need to throw another couple of trains on it. Which does mean double tracking those cool bridges we built a couple of parts ago. So, you know, that's cool. No, we want you to run down and connect up with that, please. Thank you. And we want to sort of tweak our signals just to make sure they all sort of line up, sort of keep it uniform. We'll drop another one down on this side of the bridge. We'll drop one. We'll need to sort of fix up. What are you? You're on the wrong side. And these set of points don't need to exist anymore. Huzzah! And you don't need to exist either. Goodbye. And we'll drop another couple down at this end of the bridge. So all is peachy. That's good. So that's double tracked all the way down to this end of the loop. And now we need to double track up to Gainesville. And I think we still need to double track Gainesville to Tucson, don't we? I don't think we ever actually did that. We just keep shoehorning more and more trains onto this route and not actually, you know, expanding the line. Maybe that's why it only made a few grand last year, because it didn't have the opportunity. Now, we can't get rid of that set of points there yet, because we haven't actually finished building this new tunnel. So we'll double track the tunnel like that. We double tracked that while the train was in it, so I'm sure that didn't confuse the poor train at all. We'll get rid of this signal here. Is that a one-way signal? Yeah, we'll get rid of that. We'll move that to a more suitable location. And we probably can get rid of the points. That's not what I wanted to do. Think before you bulldoze. We should be able to get rid of the points because this train should be already on the correct track. And that he is. God, I hope this line starts making money, otherwise we've done a lot of nothing for no reason. Autosave going to interrupt me there. That's fine. We'll throw a signal down around this crossing here. Yeah, toot toot. And we'll drop Is that the same train? His whistle seems to have changed. Maybe that's the difference between triumphant whistling and angry whistling. I can't tell the difference. I was lying before. I don't know what the difference is. Hello? Well, you're still going to Austin, so you seem to be doing all right. Mount Importance line. Before today, we didn't even know that was a town. Well, it wasn't until we invented it. So that's all double track there. Yeah, look at this. It's still single track all the way to Tucson. God, that's not ideal, is it? So that starts on the left-hand side, and the loop here is on the left-hand side, and the double track starts again on the on the left. Oh, that was just, I'm going to say good planning, but we all know it was good luck more than anything. So double track that tunnel, please, and bring this down around to where the loop is, and then smash aside some track. Connect that up. We'll get rid of this signal because we'll just put new signals down to replace him. And we just need to get rid of those points there. Connect that up. And throw down some commemorative signals to celebrate the double tracking. Are you also celebrating the double tracking? I certainly hope so. So we'll drop another couple down the other side of the tunnel. A couple down on the corner. We got some of the crossing here. Do we? No, that one's on the wrong side. Good work. Oh, of course, that's where the loop started. Duh. So probably fine to... I'll just put these down here in advance, just so I don't have to worry about it later. Because I'm going to demolish that. And I'm going to start extending the track in this direction. Yeah, I know you're complaining. Probably should have paused for this, but I didn't see any trains in the area, so I sort of hoped that we'd get away with it. Now that's actually rusty track I put down for eye candy purposes, so we will upgrade that as well. And yeah, that should be the entire Gainesville line double track there. So good for us. So we'll throw down a few more signals to allow more trains to use that. Maybe, I reckon that's got to be why it wasn't making money last year, because we probably had too many trains holding each other up. Well, no more. Now we've got double track the whole way, including along this cool rock face that we made in way back in an earlier part. It seems to have held up with the second track, though. That's good. We've got a bit more of an embankment here than we originally did, so we'll just sort of blunt that a bit. It's not as sharp now. If you could actually smooth out a bit, that'd be great. Now I've got a bit of a cutting there, and we've got this nice double track bridge over here coming into the junction. Did I see a one-way signal? Oh, that's the other tracks. That's okay. You probably don't need to be one-way anyway. And we probably don't need these points here. That's definitely a thing we don't need. That's completely pointless. You don't need to be a one-way signal. We'll give you another signal, though, in that direction. And, yeah, so that's now double-tracked that there. All the way up to Mount Importance. And Mount Importance will finish off today by giving them a local bus route to make the most of what we've done for the town. Now I'm hoping the town will actually do something with this street connection here by connecting their own roads up to it. If they don't, I'll just have to sort of bodgy a couple of buildings out of the way and shoehorn it in there. But as you can see, that's increased the catchment to pretty much the entire town. So that's why I built the road down here, so we can have a bus stop down here to catch any future growth. So where is the bus route going to run, though? That's the question. Because we want it to run through here, so we can run a circle down around here, and back up and around. Oh, that was easy. It sort of wrote itself, didn't it? So we'll drop that there. We'll pop a bus stop right down on the corner here. We'll pop one in, I guess, up here. Construction not possible. Okay. What about, no, construction not possible. Okay, you build, no, you won't even build on that side of the line. I don't know why it's doing that. Possibly to do with that bridge that I built. Now it's upset about the bridge for some reason. Well, no take backsies. Yeah, we can't really have it come down this road because then it'll just get lost. So if we put it, we can put it there. Can't really put it up that road either. No, it looks like we're putting it there. Apparently that's where it's going to go. We'll put one there, and then we just need to connect these two roads up at the back of town. There. And we'll drop another bus stop rather, down on the corner there. Oh, here comes our train. Yee! Let's watch the magic happen. Go away, contour lines. You're ruining it for everyone. So this is possibly the first arrival of the Mount Independence line, formerly Southern Line. In fact, someone's actually arrived on the platform. Where are you going? You're going to a shop. We'll find out where that is. But yes! We have our first train arrive and depart with... Oh, he took people hostage again, didn't he? So she is going to shop in Austin. Cool. She's actually going 2 stations down the line. I don't think we see many people doing that. Normally they sort of only go 1 stop. So, yeah, that's good. She's travelling a fair way to go shopping, and I don't know why, because we don't deliver any goods to Austin, but not arguing. So we need a road vehicle depot in Mount Importance, and we also need a bus route, because there's no point putting buses on a bus route if there's no bus route. 4 trains on the Mount Importance line. Might put that up to 5 before we finish. But so starting here, we want to come around. I'm going the wrong way. We want to come around this way, then up here, then back down here, and then to here. Yes, those are all names that I knew. So we'll call this Mount Importance City Circle. And we will get... Oh, look, even the colours line up. Isn't that nice? And we'll grab some Land Roarers. We'll get 4 for this line, I guess. So what's that? The Mount Importance City Circle. There it is. Good, found it. So they will go off and do some good work. Hopefully that lady got her train. Yeah, there's no one waiting there now. And we'll put another train on this line just to help space them out a bit. So what's the frequency on this line, by the way? It is 11 minutes. Okay, so it was about 8 minutes. So if we can put another train on, we should get back to a state where we've got a good frequency. Now, where does the Mount Importance line even come from? It comes from the depot at Tucson. That's where we build. So we'll go with another Mogul, and we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just pray that it makes some money. Oh, something's been developed. Some sort of giant ship, I think. What is that? That is the Vandal. We've also got a new bus, the Mack. We've got the 3-axle car, and we've also invented the 6-axle carriage. Okay, let's just close that and reopen it again. Oh, here comes our new train, by the way. You can watch that while I fiddle around in this depot window. So the 3-axle car, that is a European carriage. I think that's the partner carriage for the PLM, because what's he, 60 k's an hour, and that's 100. Is that 60? Okay, maybe not. Maybe there's a new European steam engine coming. I saw that. There might be a new European steam engine coming soon that needs 100 k's. But this one does 110, and he only does 75, and the Clerestory does 80. So we really don't need the 6-axle passenger car. So, I'm wondering if we're not going to get a new steam engine ourselves for faster long-distance trains. And I'm sorry you've gotten jammed up by the passenger train we just built. Isn't that a funny little kink in the junction there? Oh, hey, yourself. The train's talking to me. Or we're actually looking at a passenger. Yeah, we're looking at William Evans. He's going to work. Where does he work? He works in Orange. Wow, okay, we are seeing people move further distances because he's going Tucson to Orange. Which was a handy way to see sort of where everyone wanted to go, and too as a trend. I don't know how you do it, but yeah, interesting. He's going Tucson, Boston, Orange instead of Tucson, San Bernardino. Actually, he couldn't go that way, so he's going the most legitimate. Don't listen to me. But with no warnings going, and with our line now extended up to Mount Importance through Merino Valley, I still want to reconcile these 2 lines here to see where each one goes. We'll have to see how much traffic we got on each line before. But yeah, so that's not set in stone, this Austin and Mount Importance line. We'll keep the infrastructure, but we might change which trains run on which lines. But for now, I'm quite happy with where we are. We've got 70 million in the bank, so the sky's the limit, which is good because things are going to get more expensive. But yeah, that'll do us for this week. So thank you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you tune in next week. I look forward to your company again for whatever part we're up to, part 76 or whatever. But yeah, I've been T-Nick. This has been Transport Fever. Thanks for watching. Later days.